The Conjuring Last Rites is officially out now. The final film in the Conjuring series. And when you sit down to watch this film, you really have to understand what you are seeing on the screen. Now, there was not a priest that was outside of our theater spraying holy water, giving you holy water for this film. But what you get within this film is a very slow burn with a few instances of feeling scared, but not even really scared. You kind of see what is about to happen, and it makes it almost predictable. Now, as this series ends, I love the Conjuring movies, and I had very high expectations for this movie. It was announced early on this year, and you really got to see what the final steps within this film series was going to be. And it is going to break box office records, I think, for this film. Everything that I'm reading for the forecast of everything show that it could break the records in the 40s to even $50 million range. But overall, is it a movie that is going to blow you away? Simply put, I don't think so. I think when you are sitting down and you know what the other Conjuring movies are like, your expectations are already driven by what you've seen before. In this film, we get the return of Ed and Lorraine Warren, who I enjoy that they show an earlier scene of their early days. But then we take us to a Pennsylvania town where chaos is breaking out within a singular house. Now, obviously, this is loosely based on a real book and real experiences, but with Hollywood and with movies, you are going to have some liberty taken to make it even more dramatic than it really needs to be. But I think as you sit back, you really want to look at one thing within this movie. What are the fears and the scares going to be like? Are you going to be scared? Are you going to leave this theater thinking that was a very scary movie that you want to watch again? Unfortunately for me, I feel like The Conjuring Last Rites falls very flat. In the first 30 minutes of this movie, just off of what you see on screen, it almost feels as if you are watching a chaotic family situation and you don't really know what is going on. However, you understand why it is going on because of one singular object. But then as it goes on, you're almost waiting for those moments that are going to creep up on you. They're going to have you feeling nervous. They're going to have you feeling scared. And unfortunately, I can almost count on one hand how many times this movie gave me that feeling. Now, going in, I was anticipating that this was going to be one of the best horror movies of 2025. And honestly, it might be because of the way that the category is starting to go. But when you compare this movie to the other films within the series, you start to wonder, where does it fall within those films? There are definitely movies that are better than this within the series, but a part of me thinks that this was a way for them to kind of try to get that last little bit of a scare, but it just wasn't there as much as I was hoping it would be. Now, overall, if I had to give The Conjuring Last Rites a review or a rating, for me, it falls in a 3.5 category, because when you are looking at the overall scare factor that's within the movie, it's not there for the 2 hours and 15, 2 hours and 20 minutes that you were in the theater. But there are times where it is suspenseful. It does creep up on you. And that makes this movie watchable. Now, I'm not leaving the theater thinking that that was the scariest movie I've ever seen or even in the top 10, but it is a slow burn. And what I would really recommend, and we actually had a couple people walk out, let the movie go on and let it build. Because once you get to see Ed and Lorraine back, you get to see all of the characters that you need to see. It makes it understandable and watchable. If you are trying to base your opinion and your feelings off of the first 30 to 35 minutes of this movie, you are going to find yourself thinking it is a family drama full of chaos, and you are just watching that play out. So, for me, The Conjuring Last Rites is a 3.5 out of 5. It is a little bit disappointing compared to what my expectations were, but it is still a movie that is watchable, especially if you are a fan of the whole franchise. And like I said, do not judge this movie based off of the first 25 to 50 minutes. Look at it from the perspective of the long game, and you will see what the overall story turns out to be. So it is out now. If you have a chance to see it this weekend, I would recommend seeing it. Stay tuned for more reviews coming this weekend. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, and I will talk to you all later.